Before the wind whipped flames raced through Lahaina, scientists say the historic town and much of Maui faced an increased risk for wildfires.
Climate change sets a background condition of dry soils, of drought. We've had expanding drought here in Hawaii. We've had reduced rainfall. The air is warmer. And the result of all those factors leads to greater chances of ignition.
The winds were a byproduct of a high-pressure system colliding with a nearby hurricane, accelerating the speed of the fire and ultimately increasing the devastation. There's another factor scientists say is at play here across the island, which began 20 years ago. The unintended consequences of a shift in Maui's economy away from agriculture toward a heavier reliance on tourism.
These agriculture fields, these huge plantation fields, have been abandoned and they've been overgrown with invasive weeds that rapidly sprout up if there's any rain. And then in the following drought, they dry out and they form, highly flammable conditions along with the drying that goes with climate change.
Researchers believe these fire-prone grasses now cover nearly a quarter of the state.
So, there's history and economics involved, but in the end, it's a fuels management problem.
Chip Fletcher is the interim dean of the School of Ocean and Earth Science and Technology at the University of Hawaii at Manoa. He says the continued impacts of climate change here need to be considered as part of the rebuilding process.
This is a chance to build what I've referred to as a hyper-resilient community, to pull back from the shoreline, to be aware of the wildfire issue, the heat issue, the hurricane and high winds issue, to build in recognition of these threats using building codes and building materials that will allow us to survive these threats.
Or Fletcher says to better help communities recover once these threats do hit, because they are inevitable. Greg Navarro, CGTN, Maui.